Welcome to fucking Boondocking with Sean, Northwest Edition, day 3 of a 16-day road trip in which we camp for free every damn night. Day 3 we awoke in bumfuck Central Oregon. Last night was fun, albeit hazy. I'll try to keep my tongue in my mouth this episode. The mountains are calling and we're fucking going. And this here trip is fueled by 3 liquids, coffee, diesel, and JMO. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. We left Henderson Flats, Oregon, aiming for somewhere in eastern Washington to overnight on our way to Glacier National Park, eventually. And we're testing the limits of this GeoPro trailer every big trip we take, and so far we've been able to get into any spot we've wanted within reason. And we scraped our ass a bit here, but fuck it. I really like getting out on these random little dirt roads to and from places I've never fucking heard of and may never hear of again. And I wonder if we'll ever hear of diesel for less than $6 again. I don't know, but the further from California IA we got, the cheaper it was. And yeah, like I said, diesel and coffee. JMO is the reward for finding a sweet spot to camp for the night. Wifey Poo's good at that shit. Eastern Oregon was a fucking delight to drive through, like a bygone functional antique farmland machine, not yet forgotten by history, its antiquated gears still lubed and turning, ejaculating food into our eager mouths. It's as though the ether there was more viscous, and no matter how fast we drove, we felt as though we were swimming lazily in the depths of a great slow sea. I didn't even get any footage of the good parts. I was too enamored to be filming and shit. Wifey Poo had a little nappy poo. Speaking of poo, did you have a nice nap, dear? Let's go dump our shitter. She's clearly thrilled about that. So, boondocking just means dispersed camping in an RV in a remote area without hookups, so we have to find places to dump our black and gray tank and fill our fresh water every now and then. The Wifey Poo finds either free dump stations or sometimes they're donation based, and for the ones that charge, we'll pay up to $10. It's worth it, but not more than that. Because fuck that. Sometimes they're at a rest stop like this one, sometimes at truck stops. We found them in the middle of fucking nowhere, and we even bribed a campground host once to let us unload. And the technical name for this hose is the Stinky Slinky, and we have a clear end so we can watch our poop go by. She's not into it. It does smell like shit, because it is. Well, we bubbled up from Oregon and rode the wheat-colored waves of Washington and raced trains. Drove until we found this piece of BLM land in northeast Washington called Fish Trap Recreation Area. 8,000 acres of former farmland, and we headed towards Hog Lake. The geology of this landscape was shaped by a series of floods from glacial Lake Missoula over 15,000 years ago. Now motherfuckers can camp here. If you're interested in these exact locations we stayed, including Latin Long and the resources we used to find them, I'll put that shit on my Patreon under each video for anyone who gives a shit. Let's recap our boondocking protocol. Each morning we take off not sure where we're going. Then once we have cell service, the Wifey Poo works her magic and we find 3 different locations that might be viable. That way if one is full or sucks, we have a backup. I'll tell you that just making this shit up day by day is fucking fun. Feels amazing not to have a schedule, no hurry up. We have to go and get some fucking place or another, and with our solar rig we could park damn near anywhere to overnight in a pinch, but we always manage to discover some little niche of this big ass country to camp in, and we fucking love it. So here we are, not a soul to be seen. This is the part I like, settling into a spot totally alone, marinating in whatever kind of ecosystem you find yourself in. No sign of humanity. There's a timelessness to it. Your view is not much different than the view hundreds of years ago, and there's a smell to it too. Fucking smells like freedom. Freedom from have-tos and must-dos. Speaking of must-dos, here's the obligatory fucking selfie. Alright, well you probably already know our next boondocking protocol. Cheersies, motherfuckers. Well, since we're so secluded, we decided to have a no-pants party out here because why the fuck not? Have you ever walked around butt-ass naked outside somewhere? Once you get over the feeling something's going to come gobble your bits, it's fun. It's kind of weird, but it's fun. I recommend it. It feels free, too. I mean, your junk feels free, all bobbing in the wind and shit. Just stay away from mosquitoes and poison oak. Trust me on that. I found a bit of toilet paper on the ground. Look, if you shit in a hole, you should light your toilet paper on fire and burn it before you bury it. Critters always dig that shit up and then it ends up blowing around, so don't be a dumbass. Well, we eventually put put her pants back on, otherwise the wifey poo would be blinded by the glare of my radiant third leg. Not really. And we commenced fucking off. Tomorrow we aim for Idaho, but tonight we soaked in the sunset and just enjoyed the fucking moment. It's amazing how much better a couple can get along once all the familiar stressors are removed, and drinky poos help too. Oh, we had chicken shawarmas for dinner. It's this pre-marinated tube of meat from Trader Joe's. I highly recommend it, and that's what they look like.
Okay, night-night.